Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, world? It's your boy, Carl with Comfortable Closes, man. Let me get the mood right, man. Let me light the candle, man. Get everything going. Get the mood right. Set everything up, man. Hey, man. It's a marvelous Monday, man. I'm holding it down by myself, as you can see. Shouts out to the boy Calvin Darville, man. He out still doing his thing right now, probably at a class or something, get something to gear us up for something in the future. So shout out to my man. He always working, man. That guy's a workaholic, man. So I'm gonna hold us down today for Real Radio, and as usual, man, we're gonna start off with the mission for Real Radio. And our mission, which will always continually be our mission, is to inspire the youth to be themselves while creating financial freedom. That's what it's all about, man. Be who you are. Feel free, feel comfortable being who you are while you earn and increase your finances, man. You build your finances and you set yourself and your family up for success, for the way you want to be set up, without having to sell your soul or compromise who you are as a person. That's what this is all about, man. So welcome to another episode. It's E5. Like I said, again, it's your boy Carl, man. We'll jump right into it, man. A couple things going on in the news I care to share about or talk about. I'll break it down to y'all. We'll start with probably the biggest thing that's on my mind right now, which is the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals, man. We're getting a rematch of the finals. Well, not a rematch per se, but we're going to see the finals again from 1999, man. We have the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs in the finals, man. New York Knicks being led by the kid Jalen Brunson, and of course the Spurs being led by the man himself, Victor Wembanyama. Man, listen, I'm excited for this game. Last year the Knicks got pretty close. I want to say they got put out in the Eastern Conference Finals by Indiana. So they were on their way. They've actually been working pretty hard to get to this point. So I think the Knicks have earned it. I believe they got a good squad. And I actually would love to see New York get one. I think it's been probably over 50 years since New York's had a chance, since anyone's brought a championship to New York. So it would be interesting to see them get one. But that's about New York and San Antonio. I think Victor Wembanyama, I want to say this is his second season in the NBA. It's his second year. The guy's 7'5", 7'6", officially, unofficially, I'm not sure. And he's a beast. I don't know if y'all watched the game. Listen, the man is a beast. I've seen this man shoot a three, miss the three-pointer, get his own rebound, and dunk it. I don't know how it sounds, but imagine watching this on the court. It's insane. You can't guard him, man. They got through Oklahoma City. San Antonio got through Oklahoma City, who was the champions last year. So this is a big opportunity for Victor. His second year in the league. San Antonio is doing a great job. They got a great supporting cast around this young man. So kudos to them, and it'd be great to see them get one as well. And like I said, they took off the top dog. They took off the champs from last year, OKC. I'm not a big OKC fan, so I'm kind of glad to see them go. But it was a challenge nonetheless. They took out my Lakers. Lakers is my squad. OKC put them out. But it was good to see Victor Wembanyama really step his game up. I love to see them boys get to the next level and actually win one. My prediction, I actually believe San Antonio's going to win it. I could be wrong. I don't see an answer for Wembanyama in New York, although I'm not a New York fan or a San Antonio fan. I'm a Lakers fan. But I like both teams. I like Jalen. I'm more of a fan of the players. And Jalen Brunson is a really solid dude to me. So I love to see solid players get rewarded for hard work and their commitment to their craft and excellence. So I'd love to see Jalen Brunson get one. And I'd love to see Victor Wembanyama get one. I'd love to see him get one too. I honestly think it's going to be San Antonio, though. I think they have a little more depth in their bench. I think they have, as far as coaching staff, and the organization is a winning organization. San Antonio is a very good organization. And I think it will be nice for Pop to see them get one, especially, given what Pop is going through. And for those who don't know, we're talking about Greg Popovich, who was the coach for San Antonio Spurs for many years, through the Tim Duncan years, the David Robinson years. Took them boys to, I think I want to say Pop got at least 5 rings with those, if I'm not mistaken. So Pop's been with them for a long time. Ginobili, Tony Parker days, Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi was, coming up. into the league a little earlier, his earlier time in the league. So it'd be good for Pop to see them boys get another one. Because I don't know if you know, but Pop is a little older now. He's been in the league or been coaching for a long time. He's a little older now. Not really coaching right now because he got some health issues or whatnot. So I think it would be nice for Pop to see them to get one, given the circumstance. So hey, but what do you think? That's the question. By the time this comes out and you see it, we'll know who won. Let's see. I don't know. It's gonna be a great game, but I'll put my money on San Antonio. All right, so let's get a little bit into some personal stuff. This weekend, a very, very big weekend for me. Probably the most activity that I've done in a weekend probably ever in my life, man. Aside from maybe playing sports, but I don't even know that I had that much activity when I played sports. But this weekend, I actually had 2 workouts on Saturday. It was a 2-a-day. We started off Saturday morning with a 2-mile run. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:15, 8:30 in the morning, 2-mile run. Then we did a couple sprints uphill right after the 2-mile run. And then right after that, we went and did a workout. And we got a lot of content, had a lot of fun. And it was a lot, man. It was a lot. I'll tell you, probably the biggest thing about that entire event or that entire series of events was the community. I can't stress enough how important it is to have people by your side, people with you, people surrounding you that are like-minded, that are all energized, that are trying to accomplish and work through the same things you are. People taking their lives seriously, taking their health seriously, and caring. And that sort of environment and atmosphere will motivate you and push you beyond levels that you think you're able to accomplish on your own. I've learned that firsthand. So I can't stress enough how important it is to have an environment of good, solid people in your corner, man. We say this several times across several episodes of Real Radio because it's so real. It's so valuable. I've seen it a million times on social media. If you hang out with 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th. And if it applies for something as negative as that, then it absolutely applies for something on the positive side. You hang out with 10 people that work out and care for their bodies, you're going to be the 11th. You hang out with 10 people that take their finances and their lives and their careers seriously, you're going to be the 11th. So find the opportunity, man. Spend time getting in a good environment, finding good people to be around, and be a good person yourself. Have something of value. Be the type of person that people would want to have around. Somebody that would give value, bring value. If nothing else, from your energy alone. If nothing else, just your personality and your energy alone should be enough for you to, enough value for you to give a group. Like I said, people who came out to run and work out this weekend, all I had to do was just hear those cheers in the background. Hear people saying, yeah, you got it, keep pushing, you can do it. That extra motivation is enough to push you over the line, man. So keep that in mind, man. It's important, it's imperative you mind and you keep control of the people you have in your circle. I can't stress that enough, man. I can't stress it enough. And it actually is a pretty good segue to something on a more heavier side that happened just recently. I want to say this weekend. There was a shooting at Clearwater Beach, Florida. I want to say it was Saturday. I can't, not really sure what time.
Sunday.
Or it was Sunday, forgive me. It was Sunday. Appreciate it, Darius. Not really sure what time of day or too many details about the event or what led up to the shooting. But there are videos, unfortunately, that are out there for you to watch, for you to get a little more educated. But what basically happened is there's a shooting. Somebody pulled out, start shooting. The one thing I can say that is on the lighter side is there wasn't any deaths. There was one injured person, and as far as I know, that person is planned to make a full recovery. So there's that positive side of it. But it stems back to the company you keep, because there was a lot of kids that were out there, these teenagers that were out there. I think some kid got jumped, I don't know if it was a fight or something involved. But I can guarantee you that somebody out there was an instigator. Somebody out there riled the person up to start whatever this was, or push them to continue whatever this was. I can guarantee you there weren't very many people in these individuals' ears that were trying to steer them away from the drama or the problem or whatever could have been or whatever did ensue. That's why it's important you keep the right people around you. Are the people in your ear, are the people around you the type that's like, nah, man, we standing on business. We finna go handle this shit in front of Buddy right now. We finna go walk up on him right now. Are those the people in your ear? Or are the people in your ear the ones that are thinking about the consequences of these decisions that are made? The ones that are thinking about, hey man, is this worth it at the end of the day? What else could we be doing that's positive? So consider that, man. Think about these people that's in your ears. And if you got the wrong people in your ear, man, stop listening to them. It's as simple as that. It's all about decisions we make. It's all about the choices we make as human beings, as growing adults. I'm speaking to myself when I talk about this right now. It's all about making decisions, man. And we are in control of that. We are in control of that 100%. So to the families of the people involved in the shooting, your prayers to you. To all the kids involved, man, listen, do something better with your life, man, because there's more life out here to live. These were teenagers. These were teenagers. Oftentimes I wonder when I hear these stories, do these kids realize just how much more life it is to live? Do they realize that dealing with police and going to jail is not a part of the living circumstance? It's not a part of life that you have to experience. It's just simply not. I'm talking to our culture now. Going to jail, dealing with police and all that, that is not a part of our lives if we don't want it to be. It's not a rite of passage. You can live a successful, meaningful life without having to deal with any of that, without ever having to have any exposure to any of that. That doesn't change who you are as a person, and that doesn't validate you as a black man because you have some sort of street credibility. Find validation in stuff that matters, man. Something that's going to push the culture forward. That's all I got to say about that, man. I don't know, man. We got to do better as a people. This is a beach. There are families out there. There's small children going out there. People who've never been to Clearwater Beach before in their life going to experience this, and they go out there, and it's a shooting. For what? We got to do better as a people, man. We simply do. Simply put. And I think that actually is another great segue into the topic, or the main topic of the show today, is simply decision making and the value behind that. Understanding consequences, man. Understanding consequences, man. You know, for a long time in my own personal life, growing up, I was allowing things to happen. You know, I can remember being in school years ago in school, and I would get a bad grade or something, and I would say, the teachers who gave me, you know, if I had a D on a test, the teacher gave me a D. You know what I mean? But if I made an A, I made the A. But if I got an F, a D, anything bad, the teacher gave it to me. Everything was about the way I lived was just things were happening to me. Things were just happening to me, and I had no control over what was going on. And I remember my grandmother asking me, Carl, are you living or just existing? And she asked me that way before I could even understand what the question was really about. But as I grew older and that little seed started to grow, I started to understand the difference between living and existing. And it boils down to the decisions you make. It boils down to taking control of your life, understanding that there is a consequence for every decision we make. Every single one. The consequences for having a bad diet, eating poorly, is you run the risk of health problems. You run the risk of clogging your arteries, diabetes. You run the risk of gaining weight, getting close to obesity. You know, there's tons of different things that you run the risk of doing just by eating poorly. Just by not thinking about what it is you put in your body and just eating whatever's in front of you or doing whatever's easy. There's consequences to that. The consequences to eating healthy, eating healthier, or at least being thoughtful about the decisions you make or about the food you put in your mouth, and being active, working out, moving your body, the consequences to that is longer life. You have a healthier life. You're stronger. You get older. I know some of you in the community have seen some of our elder community kind of hunched over. It's hard for them to move around. If you want to live your life that way when you get older, if you want that to be your life, then continue on the path of not thinking about it. But if you want to have some sort of quality of life, then you want to be mindful, cognizant of the decisions that you make. You have to. You just have to. You're not the decisions you make, or that is a saying. It used to be said. You're not the decisions that you make. But I truly believe that you are a combination. You're a combination. You may not be each decision you make, but you're a combination of the decisions you make. Your life is a combination of decisions that you made throughout of it, or throughout your life. So make good decisions, man. And it's never too late to turn around. We were talking on the podcast yesterday or last week, about the young men in the Julio Fulio case. Now, as far as their lives on the outside world, that's over. They have life in prison. But in that life that they still have in prison, they have an opportunity to turn their lives around and to be an inspiration for somebody who may be on the brink of doing what they did. And they can now see them and change their mind. They can inspire some of the kids that are in there, or people that are in there that have a date that they're going to get out, to maybe do something different once they get out, and not have them back in jail. So it's never too late for you to turn it around. It's just a decision. It's just a decision. And I can tell you, just like any other decision, man, if you decide, you want to turn your life around health-wise, you want to work out, you're going to have to stack days. You can't work out one day and expect to see the results that you want to see from working out. It's just not going to happen. Just as consistent as you were with making the wrong decision, you have to be just as consistent with making better decisions, and stack good decisions on top of good decisions on top of good decisions. And the thing about consistency that I've learned, I think of it, if you think of it like 5 glasses of water. Darius, you may be able to find this on the internet. I don't know if you can or not. Like 5 glasses of water. Consistency would just be water in each glass. It doesn't necessarily have to be a full glass of water in each glass, but you're putting water in each glass. You're consistently moving forward. You're consistently progressing. Some days are going to be better than others. Some days you're going to wake up and you're going to make all the best decisions ever. Some days may not be as well. But the key is your effort, your commitment to doing better. That's what it's all about. You remember your commitment to doing better. You remember the consequences for your decisions, good or bad, and then you just keep pushing in that direction. Whatever your circumstances, you can make it better, man. Like I said, we were just talking about the guys that have life in prison. Life in prison, but their lives isn't over with. I'm talking about them now on this podcast. There are other podcasts, there are other shows that are going to be talking about them as well. Other people will be talking about them as well. So because they have our attention now, based on what they did, they still have an opportunity to impact somebody. Their stories, their lives still have an opportunity to impact someone else, even though they are, quote unquote, in jail for the rest of their lives, and their lives are, quote unquote, over. They still have an opportunity to impact someone. So if they can, with life in prison, how bad is your circumstance really? So just start today. Make a better decision, man. Start today. I'm just keeping honest with you. I start pretty much every day trying to make decisions or making decisions to eat better. It gets more and more complicated, more and more challenging, but I'm set on doing better. I'm set on making this or eating better. I'm set on improving my diet, because I want to be around longer for my children, for my family, for myself. There's some things I want to see, some things I still want to do, and I want to be able to do them comfortably. I want to have great quality of life. I want to be able to enjoy a lot of things later on in life. So that means I'm gonna have to make decisions today that will support what I want to do later on in life. So keep that in mind, man. Keep that in mind, man. Take your life into your own hands. Stop existing and start living. You have the power to make the decisions. So make them. Do what's best for you. Do what's beneficial for you. That's what I'm all about, man. Doing the best I can, not to hurt nobody. And shit, step outside of your comfort zone when you make these decisions. My grandmother asked me that about living and existing because she saw that I wasn't doing anything that didn't naturally come to me. She saw that I was just literally doing things that made me comfortable. I literally did not do anything that challenged me in any way. So I wasn't going to grow any. There's no growth without resistance. And nobody even respects anything without resistance. I mean, if I went to the gym and lifted curled 5 pounds, and I came in here and tried to tell Darius I was curling 5-pound weights, I don't think Darius would respect that at all, because there's no resistance in 5 pounds, right? So add some resistance to whatever it is you're doing. Challenge yourselves. Prove yourself wrong. Prove yourself wrong, man. I told myself before we even got to the 2-mile run I was telling you about at the beginning, at the top of the podcast, I said I didn't think I could do it. I don't think I can do it. But I proved myself wrong. And I had a healthy community of people around me to help usher me into that belief. Now I know moving forward, I can do it. Now when I see that same stretch of road, that same pavement, I know I ran it. I believe I can do it again. Especially if I did it once. I know I can do it again. And I can do it better than I did the last time. So challenge yourself, man. You'd be surprised what you can do. You'd be surprised what you're capable of. And I can tell you this, man. I mean, I'm speaking from existence, man. I literally came into this industry of the real estate industry and the notary services at over the age of 40. This wasn't what my career was in prior. I was in a whole other industry, working for a whole other company, 10 plus years. And when that opportunity ended, now I'm faced with, what am I going to do now? So you got decisions, you got choices you can make, right? Am I going to sit back and say, woe is me? Am I going to let everything fail? Am I going to fail my children? Or am I going to get outside of my comfort zone and try something that I've never done before and prove myself wrong? If I feel like I can't do it. I always told myself I couldn't sell anything. I told myself I couldn't sell anything because no one could sell me. And for starters, that was a lie. I get sold every day. You get sold every day. We all get sold on something every single day. So I was wrong about that. And what it really was my fear of failure. It was really my fear of not being good at it. Not being good at it. Don't let your fear cause you to not do something that could change your life. Use your fear as a motivation, man. And I'm talking about in a positive way, not, fear of like a person or anything, but maybe your fear of trying to do something that, gives you caution or gives you pause before you do it. Don't be afraid. Or actually, be afraid, but actually be courageous. Because courage, from what I understand, is doing something in spite of the fear towards whatever it is you're doing. So have a little courage, have enough courage, in other words, to take charge of your life, be accountable for the decisions you make, and stand on something positive. Stand for something that is going to move the culture forward. I'm sick and tired of hearing about shootings in beaches or, people killing each other senselessly. I don't hear enough about new businesses being open. I don't hear enough about, new kids or new children, new people becoming millionaires. I just don't hear enough about positivity in the world. It's too much of this nonsense, man. So we have to make a decision on our own. We have to make a decision ourselves to do better. This is why I'm here. This is a decision, a conscious decision made today to shoot this podcast to talk about this subject. I remember me being a young man, not really knowing what was going on, just kind of assuming, things are just gonna fall into place. I don't know. Not realizing it was really up to me, and it's up to you. So for all those kids out there that are like me, or how I was, didn't have anybody in their corner, didn't really know what to do or how to move. Take some time. Think about what it is you really want for yourself. You truly want for yourself in your future. And any decision you get ready to make that takes you away from what it is you really want to do, don't do it. Just simply decide not to. Like I said at the top of this show, the name of this episode is about decision making. I get to this big old age of 43, and probably the biggest thing that I've realized in all these years is it's always been about my choice. Nothing's happened to me, or things happen. No, let me say that better. Things happen to you that are out of your control, for sure. For sure they do. But when that happens, you have the choice. It's up to you to decide what you're going to do about it. I heard this proverb, I don't know if it's a proverb or not, but it's the same. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you feel about it. So the vast majority of what we are experiencing in life is our emotions and what we choose to do according to the things that happen that are out of our control. So choose wisely. Choose wisely. Because I guarantee you, whatever the choice is, I'll tell you what, whatever the choice is, be willing to suffer the consequences. Whatever your choice. Whatever your choice. If you want to be like the gentleman that just killed Julio Fulio, be willing to suffer the consequences of spending life in prison. Simple as that. So whatever your choices are, just be willing to live with the consequences. That's it. Let's see. Do I have a hot take for y'all today?
Hot take?
Let's go.
Is this a hot take? I wouldn't date someone who's in the club industry.
Like a bouncer, or no
Promoter.
none of that.
None of that.
Any reason why?
I think the culture. Yeah, that's a hot take, right?
It is.
That's a hot take.
It is.
Yeah.
So Gina's hot take, hopefully y'all heard it. She's anti-dating anyone in the club industry.
Even if they're the owner of the club?
Yeah.
Owner of the club.
Especially if they're the owner of the club.
No owners of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
No promoters. No bartenders.
No.
Nothing. The culture is wild, right?
Yeah, I think it's a little too wild for me.
Yeah. My hot take, everything we're talking about is simple to understand. Making a good decision is real simple to understand. You know the English language. You understand what the words mean that come out of my mouth. But it's not always easy, though. It's not always easy. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Take the road less traveled sometimes. I feel you'll get more out of it when you do the thing that matters the most, as opposed to the thing that's the easiest to do. So, all these concepts are simple, and I also understand it's not easy, but who are you? What kind of character are you building? And to go back to the podcast last week, what does your dash stand for at the end of the day? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Simple. All right, guess what, man? We out of here. It's Real Radio.